Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Zenless Zone Zero reaction. That name is so much fun to say. I haven't gotten the chance to say it too many times yet, so it's got a fun spice to it. I like it. Zenless Zone Zero. It's just all of these really pulling it through. Okay, so we have Shark's Got a Bite this time around. This was requested by X Amanda in the comments of last video, so I figure I might as well get to it. There was like 50 some odd likes on this one, so clearly a lot of people agree that this is a song I need to listen to. So without further ado, let's go. Okay. We have Polyphia at home. Smidge more poppy.
Every single morning,
Ooh. Oh, it's way more like funky than I thought it was gonna be. Man. Really like that fill in there. Unbiased. I'm chilling. I'm vibing so much with this right now. Ooh, I thought it was gonna double time. No, we haven't left the vibes yet. We chilling. Really liking that fill. I think the drummer likes that fill too. It's really like Polyphia featuring Yoasobi. That's what this really feels like that. It's a blend of those two. Little Latin, little break in there. Ooh. I might have to play this one. This might become a short, a TikTok drum cover of mine. Ooh. Loving the delays. You know what's good when I start air drumming? That was entirely involuntary. Ooh, solos. Hell yeah. Ah, I knew exactly what note he was going to.
Hurry up and let it down. But don't run my patience to the ground. If you need me here, this just gotta bite, don't you know? Yeah, you better keep it down.
Very bold of them to pick this genre for like a character theme, you know? Whew. Oh, I loved that the little vocal bit just right at the end, just enough hanging over. Oh, that was cool. This whole thing was cool. Oh, I'm gonna be nerding out so much. All right, so this song is brilliant. I'm gonna be adding this to all of my personal playlists immediately. It's so much fun. I think the best way I could have described it is exactly what I said earlier. Polyphia meets Yoasobi. That feels like such a strange concept, like what a weird combination, but man, does it work, because Yoasobi loves to play with those like odd times once in a while, those weird patterns in the songs, and of course Polyphia is known for it, so it's just this math rock prog kind of sound with just a little bit more of a pop edge to it, and that works so well. The creativity is off the charts with this one. And for real, the producer on this song, the composer, the one who apparently had his hands in Come Alive as well, where did you come from? Where have you been? This is a guy we need to worry about in a good way, because that skill showing up out of nowhere. Is this a new person, like an up and comer? I couldn't find details because obviously a lot of it would be in Chinese and I don't have any way to like learn that information in my own language. So it's hard to kind of pick and choose what is really like accurate there. But as far as I could tell, there's really not much else he has worked on other than this game. So like, where have you been this whole time? Just waiting in the wings for somebody to just like usher you on stage so you can absolutely blow the minds of everybody who's listening to your music? There are some people who just show up with an absolute wealth of talent, skill, and effort put into their work. And somebody who's able to compose a song like this so accurately with all these different parts, mind you, like so tight.
That's what she said.
Like, obviously, this is not to minimize the efforts of the musicians who recorded the parts for like the guitar and the drums and stuff. And I'm really not sure how much input they may or may not have had during this song's creation at all. It could have just all been Lee, but that's exactly what I mean. If it was all Lee, this is the level of understanding you need for instruments to be a master at them. The drums alone were so carefully touched on. Every little thing being done was so crisp and so tight. And that's something that somebody without any experience in drums would never be able to write properly as written as a drummer would play it. That's the type of thing where like somebody who's just programming the drums and doesn't understand the instrument would just make some random crap that just would not sound good. And that's not what happened here. Obviously, like I said, they had real musicians record these. So like that obviously helps. You can only write what somebody can truly play. But at the same time, it shows an understanding of just the drums alone that a lot of people who compose do not have. That creativity, that flexibility, and the ability to use that so efficiently and make a beautiful song with it, and then also have all the guitar parts, the vocals. The vocalist was gorgeous. Her voice was so clean. There's just enough of that poppy edge, but there was enough body that I really liked that tone. There's a lot of vocalists that I hear that I'm like, man, I don't know if I love their voice, but I see why it fits the song. This vocalist needs to work exclusively with this producer for the rest of her life. She fits so well with this guy's writing style. It's so perfect. Part of that is also due to this song being, I believe, in the key of G, which is a pretty flexible key, but largely is pretty happy. It's G major, so there's like not too many songs that are like really sad, but they can be a little contemplative. There's an edge to that, like Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day was written, as well as like Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Like those are two very popular ones that are a little bit sad, but not necessarily like depressing, you know? Like there's some thought behind that, but it's not necessarily a sad tone. It's just a thoughtful tone. Whereas like the rest of the songs written in this are very upbeat tracks. Stuff like Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison for a great example of the upbeat energy, but also like Time of Your Life by Green Day, again, a lot of Green Day in the key of G for real. But then there's also upbeat songs that kind of bridge the gap of being contemplative, like We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel is another one that's in G. But that's why I say a lot of songs are very happy in this. It's just G major, it's a major chord, it's a major key, so things happen to be a little bit more lifted, but then there is that contemplative, like introspective edge to it, where you get songs that are much more thoughtful and trying to provoke that deeper thought from the listener. But man, I was not kidding about this one, and maybe me playing this for a short or something in the future. I really like this song. It might take me a little bit to learn a passage or two of this to record, because like I mentioned earlier, there is some complex stuff in here. It's not so complex that I wouldn't be able to play it, but at the same time, it's definitely like, I gotta be a little bit choosy at certain spots, because I do not know if I would be able to actually pull off some of these things without hours and hours and hours of work. So that's what I mean by that masterful understanding of the instrument. There is stuff in here that just on the drums alone is so fine-tuned that it would take a while for the average drummer to be able to actually learn it and get it down right, instead of just being able to pick up a 4 and just go, just play a 4 count. That's not what this is doing, and that shows the understanding that Lei has when he's composing. The fact that he's able to produce something like this and make a drummer like me, who's been playing over half his life, nerd out a little bit at the understanding he has of my instrument, despite probably not being his main instrument. But I think I've said pretty much everything I want to here. I've seen Shark Girl all over Zenless game footage and such, and all the promo materials and everything. That one like gif of her dancing or whatever I've seen recently, I'm sure you'll be seeing it on screen here, but like that's all I've really had to see from Zenless so far. It seems to be getting more popular, and people have been kind of cranking more and more content out about it, so I'm sure I'll start seeing more requests for more songs for me to get to. And if you have one, by all means, drop it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get to it. If you see one that you want me to get to that's already been commented, give that one a like, and it will make that more likely to be the next one. But I digress. If you like this video and you want to follow me and support me for other videos I put out, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!